Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna show you how to build a new medieval mod. Today I built a medieval marketplace. This is loosely inspired by the city of Riften in the video game Skyrim. This is actually my fourth entry for the fourth category of Brixcalibur 2022. You can find on my channel my previous three entries that I made for three different categories. But now let's jump right into the build. So here we can start by seeing the ugly side of the build. Over here you can see all the support structure that support the marketplace that is on top. At the bottom level we are gonna have a sort of underground area for some more dodgy activities, and that what inspired me from the game actually. So I'm gonna show you how I build the structure. Most of the things is already here because it was a fairly big mod. It sits on a base plate at 32 by 32. So I'm gonna show you how all the different pieces come together and a little bit of the building techniques. So here you can already see that I built the two walls, and then I'm gonna build an angle wall over here using that stud over there. I have here a section of the wall so I can show you a little bit. I have sand green at the bottom, closer to the water, that is all tiled up, and then it goes up with some random details, kind of crooked, broken up details. Every now and then I added some support for the structure above, something inside the wall, and some that are actually tilted forward. How I build this is pretty straightforward. I use a couple of modified plates. Let me see where there is a better light to show you. And this is gonna connect in this gap over here. So this is gonna go in, I'm gonna push it up, connect up there, and this is how I make all the structure from all the support underneath. They are not actually supporting, but it looks like. Later at the end of the video, we'll put some more close-up pictures so you can have a better look. Now, here we have one stud to where we're gonna attach this angle wall, but first I need to create the door. That one I also brick build, and it is over here, mostly sideways build with plates and different details. That is gonna connect as well with one stud. The tiles are working as a support, and then I can just attach these slightly here, push it down, and then I can connect these on one side. There is a little bit of tension, a little bit of pressure on the bricks here and there, but I think it's okay because being a medieval build, if it looks a bit broken up, a bit crooked, then I think it's fine. Also, you can see here on this top level, I have this wooden path, this wooden sidewalk, where I use jumpers and plates to create the different spacing in between the tiles of different colors. Here we are gonna fill up that gap with another piece of railings that is gonna connect on both sides and keep everything together a little bit better. Okay, we need to push it up a little bit, and then we should be ready to go to the next stage of the build. Okay, now here one plate is loose, but it doesn't really matter. We can continue with the build. Okay, now at the bottom area here, I wanted to create a sort of little dock, and this is what I have over here. I use some panels on the side, and I think it's a pretty good effect. Again, it's on an angle connected with one stud. This is gonna slide in there, and then in. This chain is loose there to give a little bit of additional details, but as I say, the part that I like better is actually this panel, because this panel look like is just a little bit above the line of the water, like if the step is going into the water. Over there we can start to add one character that is waiting for a delivery. This delivery, probably some illicit goods, are arriving by boat. Same technique here. This is a simple brick build bolt. It's gonna connect with one stud at the bottom, and we have another character there arriving over there. I also added a little bit extra details at the back here. You can see I added one red over here in this piece of land, and also here we have some water coming off. I use one of these power blasts that I used before in my builds to come off on the side over there. So I think the bottom level is done, and now we can move on to the marketplace. Before I add the details here at the front, you can already have an idea here on how I build this pattern. So we have jumpers at the bottom in different direction to where we can add all these tiles diagonal to create the pattern. Doing that, of course, you have to make sure that you cover all the empty gaps, especially in the corner, because the tiles are not gonna line on the walls. That's why I added all these little barrels and stuff on the side, so that from the main point of view, especially when I will take pictures later on, nothing will be covered up. Here I have this hinge to which I can connect the wall to complete this area. It's just connect with one stud there and then sit on the rest of the tiles. And now you can see already we have all the containing wall in place with 2 entry points to access the market. Let's start to add a little bit of the accessories over here, but let's start first with the tree. This is where I'm planning to put the tree to create a pop of color into the build that otherwise would be quite dark. I decided to go with a 10 color scheme. Let's see if I can do this without dropping anything, because it's a little bit fragile. So here we have a round plate that is gonna attach there in the center, and then the rest is gonna slide in on the side. Let me see if I can do this on screen without mistake. Just give me a second. So this is gonna go in here. Okay, sorry for the little break, but I managed to find the right spot without breaking up the tree. I use a couple of minifigure stand transparent to push it outside a little bit. And here also one piece that came off. This is gonna slide in here to create the impression of some extra roots coming out at the bottom. Now I moved it around so it's losing a little bit of the tension that he had before, but this is supposed to stay up. Okay, something like this. I think it gives a nice pop of color, but of course the most important thing is the life on the market. So let's start from the back side there. I decided to add one soldier, one guard that is going out, patrolling the area outside. I decided to add one vendor here on the left. Let's attach with the plate on the jumper over there. You can see here I use one of these heads as some sort of bag to create a little bit of color, a little bit of detail. And this is the structure that I create for this stall. Is actually selling some kind of clothes kind of thing that are wrapped into elastic band. All of course are official Lego. And this is gonna connect with one plate in that empty jumper over there. So here we can already see a little bit more interesting details on this build, and then we are gonna add one customer over here. Now we need to add one more on this side. As you can see, I already added some food, some goods over here. These are on an hinge because over there I'm gonna add another stall. This is gonna be the vendor that we are gonna connect over here. And this is the structure I came up with. This is a cloth piece, I think, from the Flintstone set. I have two structures that are gonna attach to these two jumpers on the side. Let's see if we can do it with the right spacing. So one should be like this, and one should be like that. And now when we look at this from the front, we have a nice food stall. I wanted to add again a sort of back there in the corner to cover up some gap. And here I found this head piece, which is pretty cool, but I decided to turn it upside down, the other way around, so like that it looks like some sort of bag. And here we are gonna add another customer. This is one of the ones that I use in my medieval farmers figures. Also, I'm gonna add here one more shop. This is the one that is working the shop, that is gonna connect over here. On the side, we are gonna add a barrel that is gonna sit over there. And this vendors is actually selling swords. So this is some sort of blacksmith, swordsman kind of thing. Here we have a brick build table, very simple, straightforward. This is just gonna sit there to cover up the ugly plate. And then on top, on display, I'm gonna add some different kind of swords and weapon. We are in medieval time, so everybody need to get his sword. Now the last little touch is the bard, which is the bard minifigure that came out, I think, last year. And this is gonna be chilling here on the corner of the wall, playing some music. So here is my build, the final result. I think it's pretty cool, even if it was a little bit difficult to fit into the screen for the video and for the photos. I'm gonna run now a couple of the pictures for a little bit more close-up detail about this build. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about this. I apologize if the video was not so great today, but I was struggling a little bit with time and also with the space in my filming area. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Ciao, ciao.